Hiya!
Hello.
Welcome to the Geeky Girls in It podcast. I'm Cece, also known as Java Pearl.
I'm Dammy, also known as Dammy's Doodles.
And we're glad to have you today. Today is not Wednesday. It's not Tuesday. It is Monday, the 21st of August, 2017, and this is episode 256. We'd like to say a big welcome back to all our returning viewers. Love you very much. And a big hi out to any new viewers. Thanks for giving us a shot. We hope you enjoy the show. Dammy, nobody has introduced themselves in the introductions thread this week, but why don't you tell them why they should do that if they haven't?
If you introduce yourself in our introductions thread, you'll get a shout out on our next episode, and you'll be able to participate in all of our owls and giveaways.
Which we have some prize winners this week. And we have a new owl starting at the end of next week. Because summertime will be over. Now you may be saying, Cece, Dammy, why are you recording on Monday? Well, let me tell you why. Because we will be on the train to Seattle on Wednesday. So, we are recording early. So there's going to be some shorter parts. There's going to be some things that we leave out. But we still have a great episode for you with lots of finished objects and a review of Pom Pom. So we probably should get started. Here we go.
And now we're going to talk about what is on our needles.
What's on your needles, Dammy?
Okay. I'm still working on the same two things I've been working on for the past several weeks. The Hades scarf and the fifth Potterversary sample. So this Hades scarf is on US 6's 4mm needles, and the yarn is Ginger's hand-dyed Sheepish DK in the Moon River colorway. I don't have it with me, but I feel like I have made progress in it.
Okay.
Not because I've knitted on it, because I don't think I've knit that much on it this week, but because I've got a layout set for the Persephone wrap.
Okay.
So, and I think I'm doing it on US 6's too.
Okay.
I need to swatch for it, so that means I need to finish the scarf.
Wait, which yarn is it that you're going to use for Persephone?
The Wild Happy Color one.
You mean this company?
Yes.
'Cause I'm knitting
It's
some
beautiful
yarn right now.
Although the yarn is vacuum packed right now.
It's okay. We'll unvacuum it after we get to Seattle.
Yeah, I didn't wind it because I knew I needed to finish the scarf still.
Okay.
But I feel like I've made progress with the Hadestown stuff.
Huzzah!
Yeah. And then I am also working on the 5th Potterversary samples still. It's on US 1.5, 2.5 millimeters, and about to be on US 2.5s. I don't remember. What's our 3.5?
Think so.
Yeah, and the yarn is Owl About Yarn's Sparkle Owl. Did you ask her what the colorway name?
No, I forgot.
Okay.
Remind me later.
But I have also made progress on it too because I am now on the heel. So I'll finish the heel today.
Yep.
And hopefully do at least one repeat on the leg. I think I'll have to do less repeats on the leg because I'll be on larger needles.
Okay.
So hopefully that can get finished
Yeah.
quickly so I can finish the Hades scarf. Do I have another sample I need to do for you?
The next thing that I've got going on the needles is the Anna Green Gables shawl.
Okay.
So I'm not
Are
sure.
you knitting that?
I'm not sure.
Okay.
I have to work out the design still.
Okay, well if I finish the sock, then I can finish the scarf quicker, and then I can do the wrap. The wrap will be large, and so it'll take longer.
We've got the yarn for the first two patterns of our new book.
Yes.
So we'll need
When is that coming out?
spring.
Does it have to be in March?
It might be in February.
Okay.
We're still working on those details. So stay tuned. But also I was going to say I will talk about the 5th Potterversary kits pre-orders in Yummies because those pre-orders are this weekend. I think. So we are in the backyard of the host family that we're staying with. We had to leave the Knitmores a few days early because of a commitment they had. And so we're staying with some...
Let him out.
We're staying with some friends from church for a few nights until we go catch the train tomorrow. And they have 2 cats, and one of the cats is wanting to come outside with us.
Hi.
Hi, Wash.
Wash as in George Washington. You may have heard of him.
I keep thinking Wash from Firefly every time they say Wash. The other cat's name is
Kitters.
Kitters.
George Washing Machine.
So Wash might come on the podcast after all. So anyway, we're in their backyard recording. We tried to record
nice
in
day.
front of this beautiful tree with pink flowers, but the sun was being weird because you know what today is? Big eclipse. We were just watching it on NASA prior to recording this.
Okay.
How did we get to this?
Wash was ringing the bell.
Oh yes, Wash was
Okay.
ringing the bell because he wanted to come out.
All that's on my needles. So what is on your needles?
I have a couple of things. These were already on my needles last week, right?
Maybe.
Maybe, maybe not.
Here's a squirrel.
There's a squirrel. So I am working on birthday socks for my bestie Katie. I'm using my French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern. I'm on US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles, and the yarn is Wild Happy Color hand-dyed yarn on the authentic base in the
It has a friend.
Northern Lights colorway. That's beautiful.
We should record in natural light more often.
We should. So I have about an inch to go before I'm ready for the heel. Yeah. So these will be her birthday socks, which her birthday is in October. So, and
My birthday is in October too.
speaking of birthdays, I have also cast on Dammy's birthday shawl. Look, are y'all impressed? Look, I cast it on.
That's all.
I cast it on. So I am knitting.
Oh, hi.
Hi,
I felt
Wash.
something.
Hi, Washy. You want to come up here?
Don't pick him up. Don't
Hey,
pick him.
Wash.
Don't pick him up.
Come here, baby.
He's not gonna like that. He's upside down.
Say hi, Wash. Hi, people. Hi, people.
He's
Look,
confused.
right there, Wash. Look, do you see you? Oh, hi, baby. Hi.
Can you let him down? I don't think he likes this.
There you are. Are you on the screen, Wash?
He hears birds. He wants down.
You want down? Okay, there you go. That was Wash.
Okay, don't pick him up again, please. He scratched me last night.
Because he wanted to play, and it was bedtime.
Yes.
So I am using the My Lucky Number pattern by Therese Headland. It's on US 6's 4 mil needles, and the yarn is Napier's Knits in the purple swallowtail variegated colorway. Can you see the silver sparkle? There you can.
Silver sparkle.
So that's truer color. So the really cool thing about this pattern is you get to decide what your lucky number is, and that affects how the pattern is knit. So since it's going to be Dammy's 18th birthday, I'm going to use 18 as the magic number.
I can vote. Can I?
You can vote.
Yes.
So I literally just cast that on just before we started recording because I finished some other projects because the end of Stash Stash was yesterday and I made it. So I'll tell you that in a minute. So that's what's on my needles. Katie's birthday socks and Dammy's birthday shawl because this year she wanted a shawl instead of socks, right?
I had an idea for another design, but it's not part of the Hadestown thing.
Oh,
I'm not going to talk about it now.
okay. We'll talk about it later. All right, well, I think we are ready to move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about her finished projects because I have not had any in like half a year. Years. Millennia. Okay.
I have 3 finished projects this week. Now, none of them have been blocked, so maybe I'll show them again once they're blocked. So first up, I finished the Harmonize shawl, which was a knit along that I was doing with the Knit More girls. The pattern is by Romy Hill, because I got corrected on that because her name is Rosemary, so it's Romy Hill. And I did it on US 4's 3.5 mil needles, and the yarn is Little Yellow Ute Crafts Soprano Sock High Twist in the Corporate Rebel colorway, and Knit Picks palette in the cream, almond, coriander heather, wheat heather, and bittersweet heather colorways. So this has not been blocked, but let me show you. So I started down here. So I made a couple of modifications. Can you untwist that? I started with stripes.
Because that's what you thought the pattern meant.
Yes, and she had to modify it to make it not say that. And I ended with stripes because I decided since I had stripes the whole way through that I didn't want it to have a solid bit at the end. But I
Okay.
love how those diamonds.
Are you pleased with the final result?
I am. As soon as I block it, I think it'll be great. So let me put that on. I think this will be my go-to shawl this autumn and winter because it matches so much of my clothing because I wear a lot of black and pink. What do you think? Pretty, huh? So, yeah, so it was fun to knit. Like I said, I made a couple of modifications, and I had to stop before the end of the pattern because I was running out of pink yarn. But that was fine. She had put a note in there to stop wherever you need to.
Did you say the stuff?
Yes.
You said the yarn?
Yes.
Okay.
You were not caffeinated enough yet, apparently. So I finished that. And then I knit up this beautiful cowl pattern. So this is Sarah's Cowl by Patty Waters. It called for US 10s, but I didn't have that, so I did it on US 10 and a half, 6.5 mil needles.
I found my needles, so I could have given you 10.
It's fine. It's fine. And the yarn is Manos del Uruguay Alegria Grande in the petal colorway. So I modified this. I wanted it to have ribbing at the beginning and the end instead of just at the beginning.
I think it's Alegria Grande.
And I still have a lot left, but let me put it on and show you. This is going to
Take off your glasses.
This is going to be great for Seattle. So it's just a nice little cozy cowl to wear under your jacket. See? There we go. What do you think?
It looks cozy.
It is cozy. That's why I've called it my cozy cowl for Seattle. I'm going to talk to you more about this yarn in Yummies because it was sent to us for review. So I will talk more about that in a few minutes. And then I finished this week's preemie hat that reminds me of watermelons. This is my 34th preemie hat for the year using my free top-down preemie hat pattern on Ravelry. I did this on US 6's 4 mil needles, and the yarn is Sunset Stitches Sunset Super Sock in the Madeline colorway. I held it Madeline. I held it doubled. So that's number 34 for the year. So with those 3 projects finished. Okay, my original goal for dash was 5,000 meters. And then I said, if I reach that, I'm going to try to reach a stretch goal of 7,000. And if I reach that, then I was going to try to do a super stretch goal of 10,000. I made it to the 7, which is really amazing to me considering we moved here. We did an international move, and then we stayed 3 places since we arrived here. So that was a lot of moving and transition. So I'm really pleased with it. So my grand total, I need a drum roll, please. 7,486.1 meters. Ta-da! So I'm really, really pleased with that. Yeah, so I'm really pleased with how that ended up, and I feel like I accomplished quite a few things. I might have been able to get closer to reaching the 10,000 if I had knit on the zigzag blanket, but because of how
warm
it is, yeah, and that is like a big project to deal with now, I didn't feel like I could do that.
It will be cooler in Seattle.
It will be cooler in Seattle. So, yeah. So that is everything I finished this week, and that's my Stash Dash final total. Yay! All right, well, we have some yummy things to talk about, so let's move on to the next segment. And now it's time for our favorite part of the show, Yummies. What are Yummies, Dammy?
Yummies are our current favorite things we like, things we want to talk to you about.
Yummies.
You should have fixed your hair before we started this.
I know, the cowl made my hair go crazy. So first up, the yarn that I knit this beautiful cozy cowl for Seattle with is from Fairmount Fibers, who is the North American distributor of Manos del Uruguay yarns, and they provided this to me to review. So this is their Alegria.
I think it's Alegria Grande.
Okay, what Dammy said. This is their 75% wool, 25% polyamide base. It's
it's like sock.
Yeah. So it's approximately 197 yards, 180 meters per 100 grams. And this is their petal colorway. Now this petal, like a petal on a flower.
Like flower.
Yes. So Manos del Uruguay, it means the hands of Uruguay. Uruguay, and it's a nonprofit organization that assembles women in cooperatives scattered throughout the countryside of Uruguay. The aim of the organization is to bring economic and social opportunities to rural women. And I can't totally read it.
No, you want me to read it?
But I'm going to show them. So it shows the location and the artisan who made this yarn.
Let's see. I can't read it either. It looks like it says soul something.
Yeah.
Soul.
So anyway, so that's really cool. This was a dream to knit with. I still have this much left. I'll probably use it for preemie hats. It was so soft. It was not splitty at all, which was a major thing because you had to do knit threes essentially.
Star stitch.
Yeah, it's the star stitch. So you had to do essentially knit threes every other row, and it didn't split, and it's just, I don't know, it's so soft.
Can I sniff it?
Yes, and the stitch definition is just beautiful, and it's not even blocked yet.
It smells nice.
Yeah. So this yarn I think would be great to do a garment out of. You would just need to buy your yarn all in one fell swoop so that you make sure you get the same dye lots. But I love there's a subtle variation to the pink. So you get some lighter spots and some darker spots. It's beautiful. It was a dream to knit with, and I would recommend checking it out. So I will put a link in the show notes to Fairmount Fibers, which is where you can buy the yarn from here in North America. So thank you, Fairmount Fibers, for the yarn to review. So Dammy, we took a little road trip on Saturday. Would you like to tell them where we went?
We went to, was it Carmel by the Sea or Carmel?
It's the same thing, essentially.
Okay, we went to Carmel here in California. And
it was about 80 miles from where we are right now. I have some pictures and video to put in. So we went to the monastery, the Carmelite monastery, and also were able to...
Carmelite nuns.
We were able to see the monastery beach as well. And then we drove up into the hills to our hosts. Their son has a home out there, a gorgeous home. Oh my gosh, we saw quail.
Hi, kitty.
And lizards.
And
we had
birds.
And birds. We had a barbecue out there, and then we came back into Carmel. And so apparently this weekend was a car show. And so there was lots and lots and lots of super expensive sports cars, and it was really crowded. So we did not walk through the downtown like we had planned to. We just took a driving tour. That was my toe wash. We took a driving tour through Carmel, and then and it was beautiful. Oh, just gorgeous.
The views were beautiful.
I couldn't get when we were driving. I was having trouble getting photos that were actually decent, so I just stopped. And then we drove back through Santa Cruz and went to
Mary
Ann's for ice cream. I tasted the pumpkin ice cream, but I ended up having salted caramel.
What did it taste like besides pumpkin?
Good. It was really rich. I should have done a double scoop and done a scoop of pumpkin and a scoop of salted caramel, because that would have been good together. And you and Daddy both had chocolate.
Yeah.
Yeah. It was really good. So that was fun. So we'll put in some of those picture and videos, and I probably have already put them in, actually. So I hope you enjoyed our little side trip to Carmel. Okay, like we mentioned on the needles, we are about to have our 5th podiversary next week. Next week's our 5th podiversary. We're going to have to figure out our special thing to have
What do you
celebrate.
mean?
Well, you know, like the Backstage Knitting podcast, they had donuts for their 1st podiversary.
Okay.
So we're going to have to figure out something. So we are going to be doing limited edition kits. This is going to be a pre-order. Oh, speaking of which, if you order the Outlander kit, it will be shipping out hopefully by the end of this week, if not at early next week. I have all of the goodies and the patterns here. The yarn is in Seattle. So as soon as we get to Seattle and can have a little bit of deep breaths and sleep, we will start getting those packaged up to ship out. So I will send you information about that as soon as that happens, but no later than the beginning of next week. Okay, so these are going to be pre-orders just like the Outlander kit. What is going to be included? A skein of yarn from All About Yarn. What base is it on?
Sparkle Owl.
So it's sparkly and it's
Silver.
fabulous. A sock pattern that I designed to celebrate our 5th podiversary, and I love how it's turning out. One of our testers has finished knitting it, and it's so beautiful, and several others have snapped photos. So there's going to be an exclusive stitch marker from Ann Tudor, who does the glass stitch markers. She did a very, very special one for us, and lots of other goodies. So the kit is going to be $60 US plus a flat $10 shipping charge no matter where you are. Because if you, just like with the Outlander kit, if you live in the UK or Europe, I'm going to send the goodies this time to Jenny of All About Yarn, and she's going to ship those out because it'll be cheaper for her to just keep the yarn and me ship the goodies and then her ship out versus her shipping it here and then me shipping it right back. So, so because some of the stuff is coming from the UK and some of it's coming from here, it'll be a 6 to 8 week ship time, hopefully shorter than that, but I'll let you know for sure. So, if you have not subscribed to the Java Pearl Designs newsletter, where do they go to do that?
javapearldesigns.com.
And it's up in the top bar. You click on it and subscribe, and you get a free pattern when you do that. But I'm telling you that because newsletter subscribers are going to get first dibs for buying the kits. So pre-orders for newsletter subscribers are going to open on Saturday, the 26th of August. That's this Saturday at 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 a.m. Mountain, 11 Central, noon Eastern, and 5 p.m. British summertime.
Is it still summertime?
Yes.
Oh, it won't change it till November? October?
I think it's October. I'm not 100% sure. And then if there are any left after the newsletter subscribers get first dibs, they'll be available to the general public on Sunday the 27th at that same time, 9 a.m. Pacific, 10 Mountain, 11 Central, noon Eastern, 5 British. So if you, and there's only a limited amount of these kits. So if you want to make sure you get one, go subscribe to the newsletter and watch for the newsletter to come at that time that I've mentioned, because it'll have the link that you click on to purchase. So, we're really excited about this kit. It's going to be a lot of fun. And I love how the sock pattern turned out, and all these goodies are so amazing. So I can't wait to share those with y'all. Okay. Let's just briefly mention hashtag GGK Crafty Pad. What is it?
It stands for Geeky Girls Knit Crafty Photo a Day Challenge. So we have a list of photo prompts for each month. So you take a look at the prompt for that day, take a picture related to it, and post it anywhere you like. But we pick our favorites from Instagram.
Now, since we have just recorded just a few days ago, we're not going to pick our favorites and show those today. We'll start doing that again next week. And we will also...
A wider variety.
Yes. We will also release the September list next week. So what you do is you just take a look at the prompt for the day. So, for example, today's prompt is recent FO, recent finished object.
I have none.
Dammy just snapped a picture for me wearing my cozy cowl for Seattle. You posted, first, we're very cheater friendly. So oops, my sock just fell to the floor. However you want to interpret the prompt is fine. You make it work for you. You take the photo, you post it on Instagram, but make sure in the caption you use hashtag GGKCraftyPad, because that's how we find your photos. And we don't have any upcoming events set in stone yet. We will let you know as soon as we do. Once we get up to Seattle and get settled, we will be able to start figuring out some things that we're hoping to participate in. All right, I think that's everything for Yummies, so we should move on to the next segment.
And now we're going to talk about what we are reading, watching, and listening to.
So what are you reading, Dammy?
I am still reading War and Peace by Leo Tolstoy.
You're rereading it, actually?
Yes, I am rereading it. I'm finding it's taking me a bit longer, but I think it's because last time I read most of it while we were on trains, because I read it October through November when we were doing all that traveling.
Oh, that's right. Well,
But I might get a bit done on the 24-hour train ride to Seattle.
yeah, it's just under 24 hours. So
Just call it 24 hours.
so we'll be leaving Tuesday night and arriving Wednesday night, which is why we're recording early. Okay, do you have anything you want to say about War and Peace?
There's some war. There's some peace.
Is there some peace?
Pierre has entered. I haven't gotten very far in it.
And
But I enjoy this book.
who's not there?
Andre.
Andre is not there.
Actually, Andre is there right now.
Andre is there.
With his wife. His poor wife.
Okay, anything else you want to talk about that you're reading?
Nope, so what are you reading?
I am still reading Big Magic, Creative Living Beyond Fear by Elizabeth Gilbert. I think I have like 10% left. So I should finish this before next week's podcast. I think I know what nonfiction book I'm going to read next. I was so excited this morning. So I have wish lists of books on Amazon, and I go in every morning and I check to see if any of them have dropped in price, because I like paying less for them if I can. And there was this book that I've been wanting, and I think it was like $12, and I was hoping it would go down, and I went to check this morning and it was free today. So I downloaded it fast, so I'm super excited about it. So that may be the next one I read. And then fiction-wise, I'm reading the Hardy Brothers Security series by Lily Harper Hart. There is adult content in these books. They are Kindle Unlimited, but there is adult content, and it's mysteries based on the lives of 3 brothers and their wives, fiancés, girlfriends, and one sister and her boyfriend. So that's what it kind of bases on, is those 8 people. So I finished reading, you guys ready for this? I read books 3 through 11, and I'm reading book 12. They are very, very suited to speed reading. So I think there's like 20 some odd books in the series, so I probably will have the series finished by the time we record next week. Okay, and then watching. Well, one thing we watched this morning was the solar eclipse. Did y'all see it?
On the NASA live stream.
Yeah,
not here.
No, we're not in the
zone.
But we watched the NASA live stream, and that was really cool.
There's a ladybird.
Where? Oh, I see it.
Oh.
They're called ladybugs over here.
It's a ladybird. Because it has wings and it flies.
Red Bull gives you wings? Oh, it's so pretty.
Is it munching?
I don't know. It seems to be just sitting for now. Okay, let's talk to you instead of looking at ladybugs. So I have been watching the Garage Sale mystery series. I watched Murder by Text, but there's another one that came out yesterday, so I need to watch it. And that's a series with Lori Loughlin from Full House in it. And then I've been watching Aurora Teagarden Mysteries. So all of these are both Hallmark movies and mysteries, original movies. So the Aurora Teagarden mystery has Candace Cameron, what's her last name now? I think it's Burr. Maybe she's also from Full House. And so I watched A Bone to Pick, Real Murders, 3 Bedrooms, 1 Corpse, The Julius House, and Dead Over Heels. And they're cozy mysteries, they're cheesy, and I just love them. And then I also have been rewatching season 1 of Outlander, getting ready for season 3 that starts, I believe, on the 10th of September. Outlander is not safe for children. Dammy does not read the books or watch it. Do not watch with your children around. It's not safe. Okay?
I'm almost 18.
You are almost 18, but you're not yet.
I don't have interest in it though.
Okay.
I could hear the tone in your voice. Thank goodness. You don't have interest in it.
Oh. But the Hallmark movies are okay for families. So, that is what I have been watching. I've listened to our Spotify CC and Dammy Love Musicals playlist.
Mm-hmm. I didn't listen to Hamilton.
I didn't know if these were on here from last week. I didn't know if they needed to stay or not.
I've been listening to the same 3 things I have been listening to for the past several weeks. Because it makes me feel good.
So tell them which 3 this is.
Natasha Pierre and the Great Comet of 1812, The Hunchback of Notre Dame, and Anastasia.
And you're sad that Anastasia is not on Spotify so that we could add it to the playlist.
Yeah, I think it's not on Spotify yet because they're trying to get people to buy it so they can,
Recoup the cost.
get profit from it.
Uh-huh.
Yeah, which is understandable.
But don't they get profit from Spotify?
I'm not sure. I don't entirely understand Spotify's profit system.
Okay.
It's on Apple Music, I know, which I'm not sure if that's streaming or not.
I don't know either.
Because it's not iTunes, Apple Music.
Yeah. I don't know. Anyway, it's good.
Mm-hmm.
All right, and that's everything we've been reading, watching, and listening to. Let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for our...
You have to say the months.
Oh. Have we been doing that?
Yes.
June, July, August.
Summertime and the living is easy.
Ow.
Yes. So this started on the 1st of June and it runs through next Thursday, the 31st of August. It's for any project you knit, crochet, weave, or spin. You can convince us relates to summertime. Your default, if you can't think of something, is you made it in the summertime. So that's one of the two main rules. It has to be knit, crochet, weave, or spin. The second rule is no whips are allowed. You had to start it the 1st of June or later, and you have to finish it by next Thursday, the 31st of August. Okay? Those two things are the important things. Feel free to poly dip in other owls as long as it fits in the rules. We have lots of lovely prizes that are on the screen right now. If you would like to know more about the prizes, you can go to
geekygirlsknit.com.
There's photos and links to all of our sponsors, and we'd like to say a big thank you to sponsors, the sponsors who provided prizes for this, which we will be awarding 2 weeks from now because the along will end the day the next episode goes live. Mm-hmm. So you have to be a member of the Geeky Girls Knit podcast group on Ravelry to participate. Every project you post in the FO thread counts as one entry into the giveaways. The hashtag is hashtag GGK Summertime 17. We will lock the thread the morning of the 1st of September, so this next Friday. And we'll draw winners on the next podcast after that. If you're a winner, you have 30 days to claim your prize or you forfeit it. There's a chatter thread where you can talk with other knitters, crocheters, weavers, spinners about what they're working on. And also Dammy gives you shout outs there for finishing projects. And she also gives you shout outs on the podcast, like right now.
Okay.
Wash wanted to be part of the podcast again.
A1 Dawan, Anna Robin, Army Tink 08, Artist Maybe, Chiefy, Dueling Needles, Eileen D, Falling Star 12, Gemma Bell, JP Music 15, Kenneth Ellen, Kersey S, Knitosaurs, Knit Central, Maria Wilhelmina, Imdorm, Muzzer Z, Pagan Spirit, Phoenix Fire, Shirley Murley, Sylvia 1002, This Dove Knits, and Woolly Kirsten.
Great job, everybody. So finish up those projects, get them posted, and you might be a winner. Let's move on to the next segment.
And now it's time for Ask the Geeky Girls, the part of our show where you ask us things and we try to answer them.
That's right. So what is this week's question, Dammy?
This week's question comes from Diana, who is Crafty Mom 2010 from Texas. I really like watching you ladies. I learned so much from you both.
Great.
How do you like being back in the States? Okay, that's the first question. Let's answer that first.
How do you like being back in the States?
It's different.
It is different.
Mm-hmm.
We're ready to be settled into our own place, though, so hopefully... Okay, so we'll just give a Seattle update here. So, like we said, we're leaving Tuesday night on the train, and we'll arrive in Seattle on Wednesday night. We have a place in northeast suburbs of Seattle that we're staying for our first week, and then we have a place north of Seattle that we're staying for the 2 weeks after that, and hopefully in that amount of time the hubs can nail down a job. He's still sending out applications and such, and we can also nail down a place to live. I think once we get settled and start getting furniture and having our own place and get into a new routine, that things will be better. It's hard to be in temporary things where you don't have a place.
Interim.
Yeah, where you don't have places to put away your stuff and you're living out of suitcases and bags, and that's hard. Mm-hmm. We're so grateful, though, for the Knitmore girls and how they took us in for a couple months this summer, and we had a lovely time with them. Yeah. So, and you're looking forward to getting to Seattle and hopefully being able to find a job for during your gap year, and maybe start looking at possibly participating in some theater stuff up there.
And attending some theater, because Ghost Quartet is going to be there in January, which isn't that far away.
In Seattle or in Canada?
In Seattle. Hadestown is in Canada. Hadestown is in Edmonton, which Daddy knows people there, apparently.
Okay.
Edmonton, Alberta.
From the Worldwide Interwebs?
Yeah, in November. And I want to go, but we have no way to get to Edmonton.
How far is Edmonton from Seattle?
I think it's more or less a straight shot up, but it's just the money to get there.
Okay. Well, maybe some birthday things will happen.
Okay.
I don't know. We'll see. We will see. Okay, so that's how we like being back in the States. It is still an adjustment. It's
different.
Yeah, it's a different pace of life that we're finding here, and we're still having some reverse culture shock with...
There's a hummingbird.
Oh, it is a hummingbird.
We need a bird feeder wherever we live.
With stores and just, I don't know, just the way of life. So we're getting used to it, though. So, okay, what is the second question that has nothing to do with living in the U.S.?
When designing socks, how do you know how many stitches to cast on for the different sizes?
So, the standard number is if you're using US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles.
I have something to add on to this when you're done.
The standard stitch count is 56 stitch for a small woman's foot, 64 stitch for a medium woman's foot, and 72 stitches for a large woman's foot. However, if you subscribe to our newsletter, you're going to get the CC's Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern for free, and it has some basic information about figuring out stitch count. If you purchase the French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern, which was in the first book that I did, the pattern is also available individually on Ravelry. I think it's $3 for that.
Yeah.
It breaks it all down for you to help you measure things and get everything worked out for how you do it. So now for us, we use that same 56 stitch, 64 stitch, 72 stitch for all our patterns. Also, except for some of the older ones that I have not had a chance to update yet, all our socks use the same toe, heel, and cuff. It's a smidge different if we have a mainly purled sock.
Yeah.
But that is just our norm. Now, you may start knitting and your gauge might be different than what ours is. And if that's the case, you probably are going to need to change needle sizes if you want to stay with that 56, 64 stitch, 72 stitch basic, which is what most designers use.
Yeah.
Okay,
So,
what would you like to add?
it has to do with gauge, but also the casting on, like casting on 8, 10, or 12, that has to do with how pointy or square you want the toe.
Yes. So for myself and Dammy and Katie, I always cast on 8 stitches on both needles.
Yeah. And that's what I do for our samples too, and it gives you a pointy toe. But if you cast on more stitches, it gives you a shorter toe and more square.
So for my bestie Katie, her husband Jeremy, for his birthday socks, I cast on 12 stitches on each needle, and then I increased to 68 total and this is for a vanilla sock. So that's okay. If it's not 56, 64, 72, because I have measured and made sure that fit. For the hubs, I start with 14 stitches on each needle and increase to 36 because he has a more square toe box. But again, toe box. That might have to be the title of the episode. Toe box. Again, the French Vanilla Cappuccino sock pattern that you can get on Ravelry or in the first book walks you through that about how many stitches you need to cast on for what type of toe. Did that answer the question?
Yes.
Okay. So Diana, hopefully that helps you. Thanks for the questions. If you have follow-up questions, feel free to ask. We're happy to do that. So Dammy, if somebody wants to ask us a question, what should they do?
Go to our Ask the Geeky Girls thread in our Ravelry group and post it.
All right, let's move on to the next segment.
And now we have a review and then a giveaway, but they're not of the same thing.
No, they're not. So this week we are going to review Pom Pom Quarterly. This is the Winter 2013 issue. It's issue number 7. And this was sent to us by the lovely Ramona Firehorse. If anybody, we'll just do this little thing. If anybody has issues 2 through 5,
Or an original one.
we would love them if you are thinking of getting rid of them. we would love them because then we would have the complete set.
Mm-hmm.
So we had not reviewed this before, so we thought we would review it today. So this is the Fading Light issue.
Winter.
Yes, winter is fabulous. So they were inspired by...
I love those shoes.
I know, by...
The brogues.
I have pink.
Okay.
I have pink brogues.
Okay.
This was the inspiration for this was the northern landscapes. So let's start with this. So there's this beautiful hat. Oh, I didn't flip to the right page in the back. Hold on just a second. Hold that thought so I can tell you the details. Oh, nope, I'm not on the right page. There we go. So this is the Fjordland hat by Diana Walla. And that was a bird. That was still a bird. I think Wash is going after the bird.
He's going the wrong way.
But he can walk along the top. Look, watch him.
I know he can do
Okay,
that.
so this was inspired by the Northern Lights when the designer went to Tromsø in Norway.
It looks like a star.
It does look like a star. Okay, so this hat comes in 3 sizes. It's knit with 4-ply fingering weight, and you need 3 different colors. It uses US 2, and US 3 needles, 2.75 and 3.25 mil. And there's a great tutorial about color dominance in how you choose the colors for your hat. So that's pretty cool. Okay, next after that is the Garland sweater by Stephanie Palmer.
It looks cozy.
It does look cozy. So this is the cover sweater. It's reminiscent of the evening mists gathered in late autumn. So this comes in 6 sizes. It's knit with lace weight. Yikes.
You're never going to knit with lace weight, are you?
Nope.
See, you said that out socks.
It's on US 6's 4 mil needles. And
Is it seamed?
no, it's knit in the round. Okay, no. It starts in the round and then it converts to flat. It's beautiful though. If I were ever to make it though, I would make it longer because it is a crop sweater.
It's meant to be worn over high-waisted things.
Yeah, it is, but I don't wear high-waisted things usually.
I like this picture.
Oh, this is lovely. So these are the
I love a piano.
Thule mitts by Lydia
Truly.
Gluck, and they were inspired by the crackle patterns of frost on window panes. So this comes in 3 sizes on sport weight yarn using US 2's 2.75 mil needles.
Cabled? Is it there are cables?
Yes, there are cables. And it's beautiful. So if you're looking for a set of fingerless mitts, that might be the solution for you.
This looks so cozy.
Okay,
That's the back cover.
Yes, that is the back cover. So this is Winterberry by Alexa Ludeman, who is half of Tin Can Knits. And it's actually a
Did you say Ludeman?
Ludeman.
It's Ludeman.
Ludeman. Sorry. The sun is starting to get us. So this is a blanket, but they styled it as a wrap as well.
And they said, we'll leave how to wear it up to you. Blanket or wrap.
So
I would wear that as a wrap.
Yeah, so I was just trying to see if there was... It's got garter stitch body and a border featuring tiny baubles. So it comes in 1 size, obviously. It's worsted weight yarn on US 8's 5 mil needles. And it's worked by creating a central garter stitch panel, and then the border is picked up and worked outwards in the round. Let me see, can I show this without showing the pattern?
What are you trying to show?
I'm trying to show the diagram. So there's the diagram for it. Okay, and then after that we have the Anzin by Simone Francis.
It is crocheted.
Yes, it's a crocheted Fair Isle cardigan. Okay, so it comes in 9 sizes. Wow. Sport weight yarn using a US 7.
Oh, that's why it has so many. The bust sizes go by 2 inches, not 4 inches.
Oh, okay. So it's, you use a US 7 4.5 mil crochet hook. It's worked from the yoke down. The body's then divided. Yeah, it's beautiful. I'm not a crocheter though. So, next up, these socks. And how fun are those shoes? I have pink ones like that. Mine are a little flatter though. They don't have as much of a heel. These are the Silver Birch socks by Louise Tilbrook. She taught at the Geeky Puff and Knitpalooza retreat last year. So these were inspired by the landscape of the Lace District. Cables and twisted stitches.
Lake District?
Lake District.
You said Lace District?
Oh, Lake District. Cables and twisted stitches reflect branches and twigs settling in for winter without their leaves. So this comes in 2 sizes. Knit with 4-ply fingering weight yarn using US 1.5, 2.5 mil needles, and they're worked toe up.
That's more cables than we have in our sock pattern.
That is a lot of cables. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 9 different cables.
We have 6, I think.
Yep. So see, she casts on more stitches than we do. So she's casting on 12 or 14 on each needle.
Can I see the toe? Is there a picture of it?
Sorry. So it's a more rounded toe. Yeah. Beautiful, really detailed charts that will be helpful for you to knit that. And Louise is lovely, so you should definitely check that out. Next up we have this beautiful scarf. This is the Vintage Bullion pattern by Marie Segaris. And it is granny squares, but the way they're worked, it reminds them of individual snowflakes and drifts of snow. It's beautiful. Okay, so it comes in 1 size, obviously. Bulky weight yarn on US 10.5, 6.5 mil crochet hook.
Oh, it's crocheted.
Yes. It says you might find it easier to work this pattern with a straight-handled hook because of the stitch pattern. It's beautiful. And I love that it's like based on granny squares. That's so much fun because sometimes granny squares make you think of
Grannies.
not
We reviewed the book
that this pattern is in. So this is the Take Heart hat by
that came after this.
by Fiona Alice, and you know that we reviewed on the podcast the full book.
I think we gave one away too.
Possibly. So this is inspired by Nova Scotia, as well as the time that Fiona spent in Scotland, providing soft and comforting warmth. So this comes in 2 sizes. It's knit with Aran weight yarn on US 9s, 5.5 mil, and US 10.5, 6.5 mil needles. And it's beautiful. It's just beautiful. Her work is gorgeous. You should definitely check out her book as well, which is also called Take Heart.
This is my favorite pattern in here.
Okay, how do you say it?
Arius.
By Michelle Wang, and it's a cardigan, and it's stunning.
I love the whole outfit.
Yeah, I love the belted look over it. So, Arius means it's a type of ancient Roman gold coin. And
That's why it's knit in gold.
yes,
Aha.
it's at once cozy and glamorous.
I
So
want it.
it's beautiful. It comes in 6 sizes, DK weight yarn on US 4s, 3.5 mil, and US 6 4 mil needles. And
Those are interesting bust measurements. 49 3/4 inches. Or was it going by centimeters, maybe?
it does have centimeters, but it's meant to have 3 to 4 inches of positive ease.
Yeah.
So it looks like it's knit flat and then seamed. Yeah. And it's beautiful. I love it a lot, and you could have some really fun buttons on it. Beautiful. And then we have the
Hayutin.
mittens by Ree. There you go. And they are Fair Isle mittens. Hayutin means gourd in Japanese, which is said to bring good luck. So these come in 3 sizes. It's knit with 4-ply fingering weight yarn on US Well, it depends on which size mitt you're knitting, whether you'd need 2s, 3s, or 4 needles. And it's lovely. It's just beautiful. Beautiful, beautiful. And then next up we have Fiona Alice does a design inspiration for how she was inspired about the hat, for the hat. How stunning is that? Northern Lights. So we have that article. Then we have a recipe for mushroom and ale pie, which sounds perfect for the winter. Okay, we have an article called Pints. Sorry, I'm going to try to get out of the sun. Pints and Pearls by Andy Satterland.
She has very nice cardigan patterns.
Yes.
And sweater patterns.
So this article is about 5 people you meet when you're knitting in bars. So there
Or pubs.
Or pubs. There's the touchers, the hecklers, the admirers, the condescenders, and the fellow crafters. And then we have all the patterns, which we've shown you. Then there's an article called New to You by Joanna Davies, and it talks about using vintage patterns and like
A conversion chart.
there's a conversion chart for what needle size you would need to use and everything. So that's really cool. Then there is a tutorial about attaching a pom-pom to your hat using a button. There is a tutorial for a tubular cast on and tubular cast off.
Tubular.
Totally tubular, dude. And then there's an article
This made me sad.
by Anushka Tay called Knits I Have Known and Loved.
It's about knitting they've lost.
Yeah. Oh, it's sad. And then we have the designers.
And they asked them if there was any knitting they had lost.
Oh, that's so sweet. Yeah, there it is. Have you ever lost any knitting? That should be one of the questions for this week's episode. Have you ever lost any knitting?
Have you ever lost any knitting? Like either a project or a finished.
I'm trying to think.
I don't think I have.
I've misplaced things, but I've always found them. And it's usually
Yeah.
like during a move or something, I've misplaced things.
I've given things away, but I don't think I've ever left something someplace.
I don't think I have either.
Now we need to knock on some wood. That's not wood.
That's not wood.
That's metal. There's a tree right there.
There we go. I knocked on some wood. So this was Pom Pom Winter 2013, issue 7. Thanks again to Ramona Firehorse for sending it to us. And you should definitely check it out, is my opinion. What do you think?
I love it.
Yeah, there's lots of beautiful, beautiful things in here. I agree with you. I think my favorite is probably this cardigan.
Now we just need 2 through 5.
2 through 5, and we'll have all of them.
An
there's
original one.
And the new one is coming out. So once we get to Seattle,
The new one is already out.
yeah, once we get to Seattle, we'll get it so that we can review it for you. Wash is back. All right, now we have giveaway winners.
Yay!
Yay! So you might remember a couple of weeks ago we reviewed Chest of Bone, the knit collection, which was inspired by Chest of Bone, the Afterworld Chronicles Book 1, both by Vicki Stifel. And she generously gave us not 1, but 2 copies of the knit collection to give away to y'all. Sorry, Wash is like...
He's in the tree.
Wash is in the tree. Oh, there he comes. Hi, Wash!
Good kitty.
So, Wash, do you want to tell them who the winners are? We've locked the thread. We asked you in the thread to tell us what your favorite pattern from the collection was. So we locked the thread and we drew 2 winners. So Dammy, do you want to tell them who the winners are?
Winner number 1 is post number 12, Grammy Knitterbug. And winner number 2 is post number 33, Asteroid.
Congratulations, Grammy, Knitterbug, and Asteroid. I need you to PM me, Java Pearl and Ravelry, when you see this, and then I will connect you with Vicki to get your collection. You have 30 days to claim your prize, or you forfeit it. And again, a thank you to Vicki for sending this our way. It was lovely to get to review your work. All right, let's move on to the next segment. And because the sun is attacking, we're going to make this quick because the sun is getting me. So we had thought that episode 257 would be delayed next week, but it looks like it should be as normal. So plan for it to be released as normal on Thursday the 31st. If something changes, we'll post in the announcements thread in the group to let you know, and or on social media. Other than that, do we have any announcements?
I don't think so.
Okay. So we would like to say a huge thank you to everyone who supports the podcast. However you do that, watching is enough, but commenting, asking questions, thumbs ups, love, clicks, etc. But we would like to say a special thank you to everyone who supports the podcast financially because it can be expensive. That's just life. So there's 3 main ways to support the podcast financially. The first is Patreon. That's a site where you pledge a certain amount every month to your favorite creatives, and you get rewards based on what level you pledge. Sorry, I lost the word. So if you'd like to know more about this, or you would like to sign up to support us on Patreon, you can go to
patreon.com/geekygirlsknit.
What's another way, Dammy?
There is a PayPal button in the sidebar of our website if you would like to make a one-time donation.
That's right. And we are amazon.com, .co.uk, and .canada affiliates. So if you're going to shop on Amazon, if you click through our website first, we get a little money back based on what you purchase. It doesn't cost you anything extra, and it's a great way to support the podcast doing something you would already be doing anyway. So if you'd like to know more about any of these things, or you'd like to find everything we talked about today on the worldwide interwebs, you should go to
geekygirlsknit.com. And there are the links to everywhere else you can find us online: YouTube, iTunes, Ravelry, Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, etc.
That's right. So with that, we're going to tell you goodbye. We hope you have a lovely rest of your week. And next time, we'll be coming to you from Seattle. Have a great extended week, and we'll talk to you soon. Bye.
Bye.
Wash. Hi, kitty.
Come here.
Hi, pretty kitty. Where are you going?
Come here.
Where you going? There you are. Hi, pretty kitty. Oh, also need some cuddles. Oh, hello, baby. Hi. Oh, hello. Hello. Are you a sweet kitty?
He's gonna try to bite you.
No. Aww. Hi, Washi. His tail is whacking my feet.